Yeah, so yesterday was a really exciting day for me and for the team. Being able to show the public event was probably the biggest thing for us. So in the Join in Progress co-op and the collaborative nature and the way the game can evolve like that, and have it still be a visceral simulation that also is connected and engaged, that people can join into and play together. The three classes we showed are three real classes in the game that we're developing and polishing for ship. Whether there are other classes or not, have to wait to see. So yesterday you saw the Titan, the Warlock, and the Hunter. And it's hard to pull out without specifically looking at it, but the class abilities are going to be different between them. You'll see more magic out of the Warlock and more stealth-like actions out of the Hunter. They're really, as we're tuning it out, and it's going to be the kind of thing we adjust for a long time, is balancing differentiation from competitive. So one isn't better than the other from a gamer point of view, which will invariably happen. But the goal is for them to meet your mood, meet your play style, and still be something you can be equally competitive with. So the specifics of why you would choose a character is probably more detailed than I'll go into now, partially because some of it's going to change. As far as what equipment and what you saw yesterday, from a base weapon point of view, any of the characters could have ended up with, as the game's designed today, and we play it all the time, any of the classes could have had any of the weapons that you saw them play with. So the Ghost is your stalwart companion. He's there to help guide you, help light your way, and to hopefully add some more, flavor to the world as you play through it. I think the biggest difference that you can see right away in the demo between Cortana and the Ghost is the Ghost has a physical form in the world, and as you saw in the demo, as he goes off and turns the lights on in the space, he's actually going out and interacting with the world. And Cortana did a little bit of that, but not nearly the same as far as having a real physical form, a presence that takes action in the world. It's highly likely that the ghosts will be customizable by the player, yes. But yeah, in the gameplay demo, you were looking primarily at the Fallen. I think it was the House of Devils. The Fallen are they're a proud race, a race of long heritage that has been pushed through the world of destiny, scavenging, collecting, fighting for what they want to claim in the world. And you can see that from the way they're designed, from their cloaks and their stances, and they clearly have a hierarchy down to the way that their equipment and their gear is. If you take the shots and zoom in on them, you'll see a level of detail there that helps to define how they build themselves.
Is it fair to say that there's sort of multiple alien species that you're fighting against in the storyline?
Absolutely, yeah. You're looking at the Cabal, which are the larger shield-bearing enemies that you see on Mars, the Vex, which are the robot race, and the Fallen. We're all in that demo.
Got it. So those sort of three alien species will all be distinct enemies fighting against humanity, but not necessarily together.
Yeah, not necessarily together, but they certainly will be enemies you encounter with distinct behaviors and distinct classes and weapons as you encounter them in the world. In the demo, you definitely see some shots of what we call the Tower, which is the social space where they're out looking at the wall. That's the wall around the last bastion of humanity. And you'll hear too in the trailer there where they talk about the Traveler protecting that city, and it is under the Traveler's protection that humanity had gathered back together to survive. And it is in old Russia that we go to, see what's going on there, and figure out what's there that you can bring back to make yourself stronger, to make humanity stronger. The system that governs power usage, I don't think we're going into a lot of detail on. You will find that there's a good variety of them, and they are best used in grouped combat. Absolutely, Rixus could be described as a mini-boss. Yeah, he's named, fictionally motivated, has a custom set of abilities, as you saw in there, as he's warping and doing an area effect attack, and is definitely a tougher opponent that's better tackled in groups. It's definitely fair to say that, the revival system in Destiny is designed to be something where your friends or allies can help bring you back faster, bring you back in the right location. There will still be a system for players who are playing on their own or don't have, you know, because you can end up in a bubble like that by yourself if you play at the right time of day. Well, hopefully not. Hopefully too many people buy the game, and that's not the case. Assuming moderate success, once in a while you may find a corner where you're alone. In that case, you can still bring yourself back. You know, if you imagine the traditional Halo system was one where we reset the world state when we brought someone back. In this case, when you're playing with, you know, some number of people engaged in the same battle, you wouldn't want to reset the, you know, health of the mini boss you're fighting just because one guy happened to, you know, catch a grenade the wrong way. What you saw in the demo for the upgrade path for the Thunderlord was definitely it's a great example of a path you'll see in weapons, and certainly in that case it was a great example of a weapon that had a pretty aggressive upgrade path. There'll be a wide range. It's something we'll be tweaking and tuning as we play it. By the time we come out in the future, I imagine we'll probably have a alpha or a beta at some point in time, and through that and through massive playing, we'll adjust how complex or how simple those upgrade paths are. The drop, which you saw, which is represented as the green multi-sided object sitting out there, is typical of what you'll encounter as you play through a game of Destiny, and you'll encounter loot of different value and different upgrade paths, and even, you know, loot that's better than stuff you have, and some stuff that's not. So the public event you saw in the demo is something that's going to be a typical activity to happen in what we call public spaces, which is sort of, they tie well together with public, I guess. Public events are optional. As you're roaming through the world, engaging in whatever activities you want to engage in with your friends, they'll present as that one did. And you can choose to go and engage them, or if you're already on some other path and you don't want to go and go after it, you're free to move on and do that. So they happen in our public spaces, which are spaces where friends can always be joining you, and if you don't have a friend that's coming to join you and there's room in the public space, matchmaking will bring new players in and new groups of players in to play with you. The public event that we showed in the demo is a great example of one type of public event. And you know, we currently have many types of public events that that vary in approach and challenge for solution by the player. And I'm sure that one, now that we showed it at E3, is one that will stick well because it's actually really fun to play too. And we'll see how many of the other ones stick by the time we ship. So there are a lot of parts of the game that we didn't show in the demo that I'm excited to have the world see and play, but I'm not going to talk about what they are at this point.
I think that should cover it.
Yeah.
Any additional questions?
No, I think that was great. Thanks for coming by and asking me questions.
No problem.
Yeah.
Cool.